Today we are going to do a poem which is written by Ralph Waldo Emerson. And the objective of this class is, by the end of this class, every student is able to read the poem and understand its meaning. Even they will be able to locate the rhyming words in the poem. Before entering into the poem, let us have an interaction, students. Look at the images and try to answer my questions, which I am going to show you now. Are you ready? Look at the images on the screen. Who are they? You know them very well. You often like them. All these are superheroes. Students, can you tell me why they have become superheroes? Let me tell you. They have become superheroes because of their strength. Their strength made them superheroes on the globe. So, the strength of the superheroes is nothing but their muscle power. Thus, every person has a strength. It may be a common man, it may be a superhero. In the same way, there is a strength for every nation. What is this? This is nothing but our nation. Image of our nation. So, looking at this image, can you tell me what is the strength of our nation? Let me explain. Look at the images over here. Do you know what these? These are the national leaders of India. Ambedkar, Nehru are the national leaders. At the same time, look at the image of soldiers. These are our national heroes. These are the leaders and the soldiers of our nation. These are the architects and protectors of our nation. So, we can say that the strength of a nation is in its people who are working for their nation. Dear students, who are they? They are our nation's strength. Students, that's our topic today. The topic of the session is A Nation's Strength poem written by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Be ready with the poem. Open your textbook to the page where the poem exists. So before reading the poem, let me explain something about the poem and the poet. My dear students, A Nation's Strength is a patriot American verse often taught in American schools. It's about the true strength of a nation. Dear students, just now I pronounced a word verse. The word verse stands for the meaning of poetry or a poem. So in short, we can say that A Nation's Strength is a poem which develops or which inculcates the patriotism. Or else we can say it is just like a patriotic song. And this poem is going to explain us what is the true strength of any nation. And coming to the poet of the poem, A Nation's Strength is written by an American poet, Ralph Waldo Emerson. You can see the image of that guy on the screen. He is not only a poet but also an essayist and transcendentalist. Dear students, maybe a new word, transcendentalist. This is nothing but a person who believes in transcendentalism. What is transcendentalism? You know, who believes that God is not someone invisible. They believe, those who believe that God is with them, they can speak to Him, they can spend time with Him. This kind of philosophy is known as transcendentalism. Who believes in transcendentalism is none other than transcendentalist. This Ralph Waldo Emerson is also a transcendentalist. And coming to the summary of the poem. The poem A Nation's Strength speaks about the pillars of a nation, which makes it a mighty one, a strong one in the world. Students, you know very well, when the pillars are strong, we can build a mighty building, a great building, a strong building. In the same way, when the pillars of a nation are strong, automatically the nation is going to become a mighty one in the world, a strong one in the world. That's the summary we are going to see in the present poem. The true strength of a nation is not its gold, children, not its power, not its pride or any material things, but its men who are ready to stand and suffer for its glory. So, the poet wanted to make it clear to every reader that if a country has a lot of gold, it is not going to become a bigger one or a mighty one. If the country has a lot of power, it's not going to treat it as a mighty nation. If the country have a pride of its things, maybe culture, maybe heritage, that may give the pride, that may make the nation to feel pride. Pride is nothing but feeling proud of its qualities. It may give the prideness, but with these qualities, with these materialistic things, no nation will be treated as a strong one. Then, what is going to treat the nation as a mighty one, as a strong one? Do you know, children? That is none other than the men of that country, the dear men of that country who stand and suffer for its glory. If the country has a person, if the country has people who are ready to stand and suffer for their nation, then that nation is going to be treated as a mighty one. That's the real strength of the nation. According to the poet, it's not any materialistic things, but the dear men who stand for truth and who stand for honor make a nation great and strong one. As I have been trying to explain, the strength of a nation lies in its dear men who are ready to stand for their nation and who are ready to suffer for their nation. Let us see the poem in detail. Let me tell you, students, actually, this poem is written by William Ralph Emerson in 5 stanzas. But for the 6th graders, only the last 2 stanzas are prescribed. So, according to the prescribed syllabus, I am going to read and explain the last 2 stanzas of the total poem written by William Ralph Emerson. Students, try to capture the pronunciation and how to read the poem. Not gold, but only men can make a people great and strong. Men who for truth and honor's sake stand and suffer long. Brave men who work while others sleep, who dare while others fly, they build a nation's pillars deep and lift them to the sky. These are the 2 stanzas prescribed for 6th graders. Let us see the poem in detail. Let us read line by line and try to get its meaning. The first one is this: not gold, but only men can make. The poet trying to say us, it's not the gold of the country which is going to make it strong, but only the men of that country who can make a people great and strong. This either to make a nation strong one, either to make a nation great one, it's only in the hands of the people, but not the materialistic things of that particular nation. Men who for truth and honor's sake. Students, it's not all the men of the nation who are going to make the nation strong. It's the men who are ready to stand for the truth forever, who are ready to stand for the honor of that nation, to keep the honor of that nation, to make the nation a truthful one, who are trying, who are ready to suffer, who are ready to stand. That kind of men will make that nation a strong one. Hence, if the leader of a nation is a truthful person, if the leader of a nation is a honorable one who tries for the honors of that nation, definitely that nation is going to become a strong one. Dear students, the men who stand fast and suffer long. It's often everybody says that I am ready to do anything for the sake of my nation. That's not a momentary thing. The men who are ready to suffer for a long period for the sake of their nation. The men who comes in the beginning, who comes first at a great speed, they are really the nation's strength. Brave men who work while others sleep. My dear students, those who come first, those who stand for their nation are really brave men. Why they are brave men, you know? When all other men of the nation are relaxing, while they were sleeping also, these people are ready to work for the sake of their nation. They are ready to stand for the sake of their nation. So, if the brave men of that country are ready to stand for the sake of the nation, then that nation will be treated as a great one. Who dare while others fly? So some used to be very selfish. They are ready to speak anything, but when the time comes, they used to escape. That is not going to the strength of the nation. The strength of the nation is in the dare men who are ready to suffer for their nation, even when all others are flying away, even when all are going away. Then they stand in the front row and say that it's my nation and I'm ready to fight for it. Then that is going to become a mighty nation. Dear students, these kind of people, the dare men who come and stand in the front row for their nation, who are ready to suffer for their nation for a long period, they build a nation's pillars deep. That dare men build a nation's pillars deep. When the pillars are deep, definitely that nation will be strong and lift them to the sky. When the pillars are deep, we can lift a building to the height of the sky. We can build a skyscraper. When it is a skyscraper, definitely it attracts everybody's attention. It will be treated as a mighty one. In the same way, if the pillars of the nation are strong, definitely that nation will be the mighty one, that nation will be the strong one and lift them to the sky. Thus, these dear men are the real strength of the nation. They are going to build the nation as a mighty one, as a greatest one, as a strong one. These are the dear men who are ready to lift their nation to the level of the sky. In them, the real strength of the nation is. That's a small poem written by an American poet, often treated as a patriotic verse and taught in American schools. It's not only the American nation strength, this can be the nation strength of every nation who has the dear man. That's a small poem, children. Hope you might have enjoyed it. Now, coming to the last part, the homework. Based on this session, I request all of you to write down the rhyming words of the poem. The poem has a beautiful rhyming scheme. The rhyming scheme of the poem is ABAB. That means first line rhymes with third line, second line rhymes with fourth line. I have given an example also. Make is the word which rhymes with say. Make is the first line word, ending word. Sake is the third line ending. This write all the rhyming words of the poem which we have gone through now. Thank you one and all.